Well, hello and welcome to Canberra for men's volleyball and the Asian Volleyball Confederation World Championships qualifier at stake tonight. A spot in the 2018 World Championships. Hello and welcome, my name is Jonathan Fogarty. It is a privilege to bring you this coverage from the AIS Arena in Canberra. Australia v Japan, the match we've all been waiting from right here in Canberra. What an absolutely fantastic part of the world. Canberra it is. Delightful, the weather is spectacular, the cuisine, the outdoors, every aspect of life in the Australian Capital Territory is a delight. And speaking of a delight, Will Davies, it is a delight to have you with me tonight, my friend.
Oh, very kind, Jonathan. It's great to be here and sitting alongside you for what should be the match of this tournament. Japan ranked number 14 in the world, Australia ranked number 15, and they are the showdown is right here in Canberra. See Japan there warming up in the red shirts and the Volleyball of Australia in their gold and green. Both of these sides are undefeated so far. Japan with 3 wins, Australia with 2. Japan, this is their last match of the tournament. What a way for them to go out and go 4-0 to finish.
Absolutely, there is the coach, Mark Lebedew, looking staunch and focused and ready. This is the grand final in my view of this tournament. Japan win this, well, they're booked a spot almost already. Australia win it, well then they're there. Japan's last match of their tournament. Of course, Australia do have a repechage of sorts, a second chance tomorrow against Chinese Taipei. But if I know anything about the character of the Hello World Volleyball of Australia, they want to get it done, and they want to get it done tonight.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. With Chinese Taipei winning earlier this evening, they still remain a chance of knocking Australia out of one of those qualification places. Japan with 3 wins from 3 starts. They're looking pretty good. And Australia tonight, if they knock off Japan, they all but secure their place in the World Championships. Next year in Italy and Bulgaria, September. In both of those, the finals of that tournament will be in Turin as well. So hopefully for the Hello World Volleyball of Australia, they can get themselves a berth at that tournament. Second biggest in volleyball circles behind the Olympic Games. And hopefully they can get themselves to ring as well for the business end. Wow,
and what a rivalry is forming between these two wonderful Asian teams, 14 and 15 ranked in the world. And no surprises that it's been close all year. This will be the 4th encounter between Australia and Japan in the World League Group 2 in the pool play rounds. Australia won 1, Japan won 1. Then they came to the Gold Coast and Japan won that sparkling 5-setter in the semi-final. Here is your Australian lineup. What a lineup it is, of course. Bo Graham, Arash Dosanjh, Nathan Roberts, the captain in well over his 350th game, Paul Sanderson, Travis Passier, the middle blocker, Harrison Peacock will set the team around beautifully tonight. He is then followed by Trent O'Day, one of the other middle blockers available. Jordan Richards is there, he'll play libero tonight. Luke Perry, the other libero and co-captain of this squad. How great to see Nehemiah Mote back. Sam Walker is there, of course Luke Smith is there, Lincoln Williams, this powerhouse lefty, is really stepping up, and then Thomas Hodges rounding out Coach Mark Lebedew's outstanding Australian squad.
And they've been good this tournament. Mark Lebedew's got them moving pretty solidly. They haven't really been challenged. They won their opener 3-0 against New Zealand, then swept Thailand aside 3-0. Tonight is a much bigger test.
Here is the Japanese squad coached by Yuichi Nakagoichi. I like this guy immensely with what he's done for Japan volleyball. Issei Otake, Hideyomi Fukatsu is the captain. Naonobu Fuji, he will set the team tonight mostly. Akihiro Yoneyama is there, Yamauchi as well. Takeda, the 7, he will come on and off quite a lot tonight. Then we've got Masahiro Yanagita rounding out the first page of the Japanese squad. Then we look at page 2, we've got Ide, Yamada, Ishikawa, Ri is one to watch, the 15. Takahashi is very, very good, Asano, and then rounding it out is Koga, the other libero option available to them. So, wow, 2 wonderful squads. Probably will not too many surprises either team can pull on the other tonight. As I say, this is the 4th time, literally in the last 3 months, that they've played an international match. They know each other pretty well by now.
And although they play slightly contrasting styles, there's not much separating the two sides. Even the rankings, the world standings, Japan, world number 14, Australia are the 15th ranked side in world volleyball. And it'll be interesting to see how they come out. There hasn't been a match so far in this tournament. We are up to match number 8 that has gone more than the 3 sets. 3 love across the board, and all of the wins from both of these sides have been that. So it's been pretty brisk, and neither of these 2 sides have been challenged much at all in their 3-0 wins. There's been some great power from Australia, some really nice quick attack from Japan as well. And a real feature of Japan's game so far this week has been their serving as always. Yeah,
absolutely. They are such a technically gifted side. The way they serve the ball, the way they spike approach, the way they approach their blocking and their defence, the little nuances of the game. You never see them getting technically flustered. They're always low, they're always on their toes. Their lateral movement is excellent. There is an absolute height advantage for the Hello World Volleyroos tonight. They are a taller squad, they're a slightly younger squad if you take Nathan Roberts out. But Japan, they just compete big, they jump high, they play smart. So there is absolutely nothing in this. Home court advantage may be the thing that tips it over the line in Australia's favour.
Yeah, and from their perspective, they'd love to come out and put the pressure on Japan right from the opening. Get a nice handy lead, because Japan have just gone about their business in that cool, calm manner that we're so used to seeing from Japanese volleyball. And if the Volleyroos can get on top and really start to cause a few of those awkward glances left and right from a couple of those Japanese defenders, and also with the attack, that'll do them the world of good, because Japan really are very composed. They know their game, they know that they've got the tricks in the lockup when the pressure does come. So to put that pressure on them, that'll be a big step for the Hello World Volleyroos of Australia, and a big step on their path towards the World Championships next year.
Couldn't agree more with that sentiment. Before we get underway, we have some official processes to execute. We are going to introduce and present the officials for this match. Congratulations on all for their appointments. First referee tonight all the way from Hong Kong, Chung She Lai, and second referee from Chinese Taipei, Cheng Lai Chun. Congratulations to those 2 fine young men on being appointed to tonight's match. I hope and wish them a good game. So all is in readiness. The squads have been drilled. Team lists have been entered in the computers. Let's hope they get the rotations right tonight. That's been a bit of a theme of this tournament. The Japanese guys are going to come out. The Australian guys are going to come out. They're going to throw some souvenir volleyballs into the crowd, which is going to be a nice touch. The crowd really swelling, by far the biggest crowd we've seen this week, and why not? Saturday night in Canberra, the host nation up against this wonderful nation of Japan. This is going to be a really special night in Australian volleyball history, I think.
Yeah, and hopefully the fans as well. They're pretty knowledgeable, the Canberrans, when it comes to volleyball. They are privileged to have quite a few international matches and tournaments. The FIVB Women's World Grand Prix is here next weekend, so some more high-level volleyball for Canberrans to come out and see. And we certainly hope you are enjoying the coverage so far and will enjoy the match wherever you're tuning in around the world.
I can guarantee you, even in front of their home crowd, the Australian boys won't get a big head, despite what you might see in the audience. A nice touch. They've got the oversized melons of some of the Volleyroos for the crowd to wave around. No doubt confusing viewers on Japanese TV utterly, I suspect. Where this match, I reckon, is going to be ranking in the millions of people back in Japan watching this telecast right now.
And no doubt here in Australia as well. Quite a big following is starting to build for volleyball, and they did miss out in the 2016 Olympic Games, but 2012 they caused a real stir on the biggest of stages, did the Volleyroos. Upset Poland, they pushed Italy to 5 sets, and it's a bit of a regeneration of the team of late.
So here comes the Japanese squad. Fuji, the setter, comes out. Yamauchi, the number 7 is Nikita, so he'll start. I find that interesting. That's a slight change. Yanagita, the 8. Out comes the wonderful Ishikawa, the 14. Lee, the 15. We've told you to watch him, definitely from the service line as well. And the libero will be the 9, who is Ide, Satoshi Ide. There is the confirmation. Fuji, Lee, Nikita, Ishikawa, Yamauchi, and Yanagita. So a subtle change there. That's interesting. We'll talk about that in more depth. It's now time to bring out the host nation. Let's hope they get behind them in big numbers. Bo Graham will be introduced to the crowd first, the middle blocker. Just warming the hands. But it will be actually Nathan Roberts and the captain who comes out as well. Paul Sanderson also named in the starting lineup. Very popular, powerful outside hitter. Travis Passier. Middle blocker, Harry Peacock, of course, will set them around. And then Lincoln Williams, what a story this man has been. Such a powerful hitter, such an excitement machine. And then Luke Perry, or Pez, the co-captain, sends the ball skyward. There is confirmation of the starting lineup. Graham Roberts, Passier, Williams, Sanderson, Peacock, and of course Luke Perry, the libero. Not much more to say. Let's have a great game, both nations. Incredible respect, incredible passion, incredible potential for this match. Let's hope it lives up to its name. Mark Levergy, the coach of Australia, and of course the wonderful Yuichi Nakagaichi, the coach of Japan.
It must be just touched upon last time. Japan wins this match, they guarantee their spot at the World Championships. Australia win, and they all but do so. It's pretty much a guaranteed scenario. There are some slight permutations with Chinese Taipei having won earlier. So, but Australia wins, they keep their fate well and truly in their own hands. Japan win, they're through.
Here we go then, underway. The captain of Australia to get us underway. Australia v Japan. First set action, we are go. Sanderson brings the rain. First point, Australia.
Really nice swing from him. He had a couple to beat, just nailed it cross court. Williams and Peacock were great in defence. Sanderson, look at that swing, snaps it down, and just out of reach of the libero for Japan, Ide.
Powerful outside blocking from Sanderson, but Yamauchi calm and through the middle. So he is nailing his colours to the mast early, the Japanese middle blocker. Takeda. Lincoln Williams, account open.
A big sign for Australia that he's swinging like that right from the start of this one. He's had a great tournament, certainly in the opener against New Zealand. He was at his destructive best. A few moments he was slightly off against Thailand, and that's promising for Australia.
Travis Passier for his first serve. Really been jump serving super solid this week. Another really good one to start for him. Clever off-speed from Takeda, had a three-man Australian wall, just sliced it and topped it a little bit into the corner. That is the sort of craft we're going to expect all night from Takeda. Didn't try and kill it, went for placement and precision. Sparkling start to both nations' accounts. Williams looking for hands. How's the serve reception already from Perry? Passing nails.
Yeah, it was amazing work from Perry. One of the best liberos in the world. He really has emerged as that. Now Williams to serve.
Didn't he give that some stick? Sanderson is everywhere right now for Australia.
Had a few cracks at it, Sanderson. Stayed tough on a couple. Joust and just great persistence. Stick in the points sometimes. Still Williams. He
Boy,
get on a run.
didn't he give that last serve a hiding? He couldn't get two in a row that cleanly, I suspect. But I'd be wrong. Utterly wrong.
Yeah,
absolutely pumped.
The big fella is pumped there, yeah, that's right. Gives the feathers a little bit of a ruffle, and we've seen on a couple of occasions he's just warmed into things, had a couple of siders, made sure they went in, but tonight he is fired up and ready to go.
Nice 5-2 lead, a pumped up home nation in front of a vocal crowd here at the AOS Arena. Williams can't nail another one.
stuff from Lincoln Williams. Really coming into his own at the moment. He did go to London with the squad, didn't get any court time. He was about 18 years of age at that point in time, so he's really starting to find his feet now.
Yamauchi for Japan. And a nice first connection for Beau Graham. Good early signs. All of the aspects of the Australian offense are working well for them, so that'll be pleasing. Sanderson can't get the ball down and into play. Nickname of the Japanese team, Ryujin Nippon, God of Dragons. Let's see if they've got some fire in the belly tonight. Fuji, their setter. Nathan Roberts tools it away. The set wasn't everything he hoped it would be, but he was quick enough and the arm swing was well directed. 7-4. Wow. Do not take your eye off Ishikawa. They will have talked about that in the scouting meeting today. He is dynamic from every part of the court, and through the pipe, he was lethal.
He's had a great start, Ishikawa, in defence and also in attack. Now Yanagita.
And then a tough serve. Well, we saw on the Gold Coast in that epic semi-final, went 2 hours. Japan eventually won 15-13 in a 5-set epic that night. But Yanagita got hot from the service line, and even a passing quality of Australia just couldn't diffuse some of these serves. If he gets on a roll tonight, Japan will be very, very hard to stop.
Well, that helps that one. Yeah, Yanagita, one of the fiercest serves, certainly at this tournament and in World Volleyball. Pretty no-nonsense stuff from Australia early on. They were pretty clinical. A couple of good swings out wide from Sanderson and Roberts, and also, of course, from Lincoln Williams. And Leverger would be pretty pleased with what he's seen.
There's some good highlights. Everyone participating, everyone doing a job. Sanderson blocking well, Williams serving well and spiking well. Peacock invisible as always, which is the highest compliment I can give him.
Yeah, Perry is always so solid, although that last serve reception went out from him. It's a pretty tough ball to get. He's always going to get behind it, watch it through. A real leader of this team, 21 years of age. And he's emerging as one of the stars of not just Australian volleyball, but the international game. Plays in Germany. Really recycling volleys, and they are as good as it gets over there.
Technical timeout over. This is Harrison Peacock. Serving 8-6 up, right start. Beautiful hands from Williams. He'll get another go. Can't go 2 in a row on Ishikawa. Hassier had to commit the second time around. Japanese attack was too precise. Left Williams one-on-one. Ishikawa too classy. Little thumbs up from Peacock. He knew they'd been beat. Williams uncharacteristically in position 4 in that outside hitting role. You don't see him over there very often. It's in this one rotation. He does hit better for mine, obviously, from position 2 in the backboard as a left-hander. Getting a little cramped on that occasion, so 8-all. Clever play. This service position for Lee has been a problem for Australia before this match. This is a rotation they will do well to get out of. Class. Class, 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 Luke Perry. You are a superstar.
Co-captain's a co-captain. They're clicking well, yeah. Perry never, ever gives up on a ball. Ishikawa's swinging really well. Look at the control and strength from Perry to get that ball up. That is his point. Well finished from Roberts. But yeah, Luke Perry, take a bow.
This is Roberts. Serving the middle of the court as he always does. Just dragging it down. Got a feeling about this one, Will. This might be a bit of a journey, this match. Nothing on paper, nothing on court between these teams. 9-all now in the first set. And a net touch called. I think the defense was pretty good. The pancake, Satoshi Ide, he looked very unimpressed that the whistle had blown. He thought he'd been blown, but it was a net touch on his colleague. Yeah, hard to deny. Yamauchi had gone fishing. Probably didn't feel it on the trouser leg, but a great call nonetheless. Sando again, the biceps getting an early workout.
Yeah, well done from the block as well, just getting into Kita's vision and causing a slide, well, definitely causing the error for Kita.
Passier. Ishikawa, we're going to say that name a lot tonight, Will.
Yeah, he's good. Really good to watch, and getting instructions from the coach. Maybe not so much an instruction. Also encouragement. He's on fire early.
Trouble, big trouble. The overpass and the setter, do you mind? Naonobu Fuji, anytime the setter gets the hit a winner, boy oh boy, you don't hear the end of it. All credit, Ishikawa's serve was pretty solid.
Yeah, it absolutely wasn't just on the screen then. Masahiro Yanagita screamed over to Ishikawa just to give him a pat on the back.
Oh, and the soft block. Absolutely fooled from Yanagita, but again, Ide, the libero, just sliding in. Full pancake. Look at that. That is a breathtaking skill. Japan wrest a lead from the host nation. 12-11. A couple of okonomiyake from Ide. Sliding his hand under everything at the moment. Lincoln Williams will not leave them wondering on this serve. The crowd, the hand clap, the noise, the atmosphere. Williams is feasting on it all. But the response from Yamauchi, again Ide, the libero, it's like he's taken a body blow on that serve.
Yeah, rather hit than I all day long, but look at the benefit that's given them. They've got Williams away from the service line, they're back in front, only just by the one. But Yamauchi's been good as well, maybe not so much always on the attack. He's playing his part in between as well.
Here he goes from the service line, the pass is good. Bo Graham, not a clean winner, but good enough. Ishikawa could not answer the call. Boy, oh boy, both teams bringing their A game, Will, and there's nothing between them yet at 13-all. Paul Sanderson hasn't quite got his range yet from the service out. Fuji, 183 centimetres tall. The preferred setter for Japan for most of the World League. Roberts missing cross court. The general, usual laconic look from Nathan Roberts. He never gets too disappointed himself. He's very good at not turning one mistake into two if he gets another go. Generally makes good. They pick him up. Well, Yanagita, that is uncharacteristically disappointing from him.
Razzle-dazzle on the set as well from Satoshi Ide, just trying to keep them in it.
Australia getting a little bit wasteful. If I could find one thing that I think they could tighten, a little bit wasteful from the service line will take Japan to an important 2-point lead and 16-14 at the second technical timeout.
A couple of tough serves from Australia. Sanderson, as you touched on, Jonathan, yet to find his range. He is very good from the service line usually, and then Graham instantly put the hand up to his teammates after that service error and said, yep, got a little bit away from me. All good though as they go to the second technical timeout. It's been a high quality affair so far. Ide has been a star for Japan, and Agita's just warming into things, and Ishikawa early on provided a number of highlights for the Japanese side. World number 14 Japan versus world number 15 Australia. Both sides yet to taste victory here in Canberra this week. Day 4 of 5 of the Men's World Championship Qualification Tournament. It's been a pretty sparkling start, Jonathan Crowe.
It certainly has. This is this man, Masahiro Yanagita. He is a dangerous, dangerous server for Japan. You're welcome, Australia. You're very welcome. Seriously can get on a roll. So Harry Peacock has seen his last two servers squander their opportunities from the service line. He's kind of obligated to make Japan play this ball. Oh, but Japan are nerveless under pressure. Australia under the Lebedew regime, you saw a little variation there where they set really quickly out to Nathan Roberts, tried to give the Japanese block no time to adjust. They were good enough to soft block it to their own advantage, and then they gave it back really well. So 17-15, and this is this bad rotation. When Lee is serving from this corner, he creates a bit of havoc of his own. Ball's in play. Williams has got to do something special though, and he's just going to get dumped straight back down. Yuki Ishikawa, that was money for Jam.
No favours given from Lincoln Williams for the block there at all, and a timeout has been called. It's by Mark Lebedew and Australia. Japan getting themselves a nice little advantage at this stage of the match. First to 25, and they lead by 3. Good to see Mark Lebedew just bringing everybody in and reminding them just to stay on task, to stay calm. You know that they've got weapons to pull it back. All they need is a couple of decent serves. Nice defense, and they'll be right back in it. Japan have been good, haven't they? Ide's been solid. Ishikawa, just clever there.
Yeah, that was a moment that I reckon Nathan Roberts would like to have again. He just couldn't quite do enough with it. So definitely Japan in the ascendancy at the moment, 18-15. Middle part of the set, a lot of volleyball still to play. Lee again. Free ball won't help. And they get absolutely belted by that man again, Masahiro Yanagita. Australia, their own worst enemy on that occasion.
See Yanagita just giving a little pump up. Show a lot of emotion, but no doubt he liked the swing and just wants to see them keep pushing.
Got to get out of this rotation. It's troubled Australia more than once in the last couple of meetings with Japan. So the pressure falls very much on the shoulders of the captain, Nathan Roberts, at 16-19. A couple of Frank the Tank aces would be delightful from the Australian point of view. But instead, absolutely slaughtered through the middle. Yamauchi is so up for this match. He's been really good. And a substitution, you're going to see Takeda come off, the captain, and the other setter in Hidomi Fukatsu comes on. So Fuji will come off from front court. Takahashi will come on. What we're seeing there is the creation of a bigger wall from the Japanese point of view. So they're trying to get a big block here. Fukatsu must start it with a serve. The lefty finds his mark. But But Sanderson executes nicely.
Yeah, that's Kentaro rather Takahashi coming on. He'll come off now. So that's all they wanted him for. And nice from Sanderson. Only Takahashi to beat. Did so well. Just works it off the block. Important points for Australia. Japan at 20. Weeks away. It really the confidence.
Travis Passier needing to win a couple of points in a row. They need to close the gap. That will not assist either. 21-17.
Passier. It's been a little bit off for Australia. And on the other hand, pretty well.
Ishikawa again. Picks their pocket. Williams gets it out of the coach's box. Free ball has to come back. Trouble again through the middle. Well read, Beau Graham. He went to school on the last one, and he said, "You are mine."
Great work from Lincoln Williams originally. Never gave up on the ball, got a little pat as he left the coach's box, and then this is huge. One-on-one, Yamauchi on Beau Graham, and Graham gets the win.
Lincoln Williams from the service line. Somebody's got to get some service pressure against the Japanese. Block pressure is good. Transition opportunity. Ball's up. It's going to be Nathan Roberts in position 6. Causes a bit of trouble. Perry again, Williams again. What a combination. Roberts can do something special and does.
Massive work from Australia. Folded arms and that delightful glare from Coach Mark Levitu. The block has been outstanding. Luke Perry's been terrific. And on a couple of occasions, Lincoln Williams has almost gone above and beyond and ripped it back in from the sidelines. That is champagne stuff from the Hello World Volleyroos.
That is a big, big moment. The pressure back on Japan. Yuichi Nakagaichi calls the timeout. He sees the momentum, a slippery, difficult thing to grasp, and even a C. But you can't help think that with this effort from both Perry and Williams again, and somehow Nathan Roberts finds a winner. Boy, oh boy, that can start a fire under a team.
They're spot on as well, Jonathan, talking about Nathan Roberts. He had it all to do from the back of the court. A couple of occasions, just got it done, and this is huge. Williams still serving.
The crowd has found its voice again. The noise they make when he hits this serve is incredible. Unfortunately, it is from the Japanese section of the crowd on this occasion.
We talk about how difficult it is when they can get a couple of points ahead at the later stages of the set. Japan looking pretty good here.
Akihiro Yamauchi for Japan. Picks out Nathan Roberts. Oh, what a connection. Peacock to Graham. That's world class. I don't know anyone who would have stopped that. Boom. Japanese block absolutely unpacked. Sanderson to get hot. He needs to do it now. That man again, he was easily the man of the match for Japan in their semi-final on the Gold Coast of the World League. Yuki Ishikawa has been transcendent in this first set. 23-20. It is danger time for the Volleyroos. Williams, clever. Clever. So O'Day comes on, a substitution, a roll of the dice perhaps. O'Day will come on to serve. Williams has to spray it back over. Japan won't be asked twice. All right, substitution reversed. Graham back on, O'Day off, but unfortunately for the Australian contingent here, but not for the Japanese. 24-21. And who better to have a set point ball from a Japanese perspective than this man, Masahiro Yanagita. He will try and lace one. Oh, it's a late call of in, just for a moment. Touched as well off the block, so Australia survive one set point. 22-24, Japan not too perturbed. They still have 2 set points. Peacock to try and save another. Oh, and a net touch is going to be called on Lincoln Williams. So Australia have dropped the first set at home to an outstanding Japan, 25-22. Welcome back to the AIS Arena in Canberra. And the Men's World Championship AVC qualifier, Japan have just taken the first set 25-22 against the host nation, Australia. We're going to see some highlights here. It was sparkling. Will Davies joins me in commentary. Japan just at some of the big moments, they served a bit better. Australia left some of their best serves in the shed, I feel, and the constant pressure at a high level of Japan was the difference.
Yeah, the crucial moments, certainly through the middle to second, third stages of that set, Japan's class was able to rise. Yamauchi was good. Williams was forced to dig a few balls from the coach's box and the bench, and they hung tough through a fair bit of it, Australia. Some good blocks, and the crowd was right behind the Australian team, but Ishikawa was on form, Yanagita was good at times, and some great work from the Japanese libero Satoshi Ide just helped them push through towards the end of that set. Australia led at the first TTO, and then Japan sort of worked their way through.
Australia actually out-blocking Japan, but the errors were really what cruelled them. 9 errors to 4 gave Japan just enough breathing space at just the right times from a Japanese point of view. So not a lot in it, but for the Australians, they'll tighten up, I'm sure, in a couple of errors or areas, maybe lessen the errors. Athletes coming back out on the court, just casting our eye over the Australian roster. I see no changes at this stage. It is as per the original starting lineup. Japan, well, they're not likely to change a winning combination. They were rock solid. He's going to be their setter to get us underway. Naonobu Fuji for Japan. Second set underway. Good start, Sando. Nice and calm, under pressure. One of the more experienced of the Australian squad there. It's still a young squad, Australia. So names like Roberts, Sanderson, Passier, they're the guys who've been around a while, who will be the ones to lead these guys. Lincoln Williams ignites the serve. Good hands. Perfect hands. Harrison Peacock.
And great communication come the finish. Perry was sitting off, and then everybody realised it was his ball. He got a great up, look at him take control here. Peacock with a great set for Graham. Quick snap through the middle, nothing Ide can do.
Lincoln Williams again. play down the line. Keep an eye on Beau Graham at home, folks, if you're enjoying this match. A lot of the middle blockers on transition, they almost look like they're deliberately running a decoy play, but Beau Graham gets this look in his eye. He wants to be set every opportunity. There are no decoy runs for Beau Graham. He wants the ball. Got a great attitude on court. Sanderson on the end of a very nice high ball from Luke Perry, stepping in to take the pressure out of the situation. Smart swing again from Sando. Goes back to the service line. Perry, huge in position 5. Williams, massive out of 1.
Huge from Williams when he's on fire. There's not much an opposition can do. Here, the beard this week, and look at that huge strength from him. Contorts the body, drives it cross court. Gets the ball in Sanderson's hands.
Sanderson getting a bit of a groove on from the service line. Japan respond. That's going to happen. They are a quality team. You're going to set your best defense, and they're going to unpack it time and time again. Just keep chipping away. Lee to serve. The bogey spot. I don't like this one at all. And they're in trouble again. Something about this setup, Will, just seems to be problematic for the Australian defence.
And it was a good block out wide too. Williams again gets set the ball. Yamauchi and Ishikawa. Good timing, good reach, and good positioning.
Roberts gets it done.
Really clever from Roberts as Cassier will come back in the front court. Roberts didn't need to blast away, just rolled it over into that real estate.
There he is again, boy. He has been on fire. Yuki Ishikawa. I talked to Paul Carroll, who was captaining the Australian team on the Gold Coast event when they got beat. And I said, you know, what could you have done different? What frustrated you? And he said, you know what? They were hitting it over 80% kill effectiveness. Sometimes Japan are just on, and there's nothing you can do. And that's, you know, for Ishikawa at the moment, that's his story, I think. Cassier connects well enough.
Maybe a little bit lucky. Got to get that ball over, and Cassier, as you say, gets just enough. He was a little bit off with his timing. Sends Takeda Salisolti to the ball.
Oh, and he's missed. That is uncharacteristic. Yanagita, it is like origami unfolding at top speed when he launches from the back row. It is beautiful. And somehow he has missed the court. 7-4 Australia. But not his partner. Oh, he's been a delight. Yuki Ishikawa, I don't care if you're supporting Australia or Japan, you just have to take your hat off and admire the technical grace and power of this athlete. He is now back at the service line. Let's hope fatigue sets in soon if you're supporting Australia, because he looks absolutely untouchable tonight. 8-5 Australia will go to the technical timeout in slightly better shape than they were in the first.
Yeah, just ever so slightly. Another good start from them. Instructions from the coaching staff. Much leverage there with co-captain Nathan Roberts. Yeah, Japan, Ishikawa is on some sort of streak in attack. Pretty good to start for Volleyroos. Ishikawa, you're hitting like that, there's nothing that Perry can do. He gave a little bit of chirp to them on the point before when Yanagita missed down the line. Perry using the eyes in the back of his head to have a look to make sure it went out. But this occasion, Ishikawa rather burying the ball. They led 8-6 at this point in the opening set. 8-5 in the second. They need to just keep pushing, stay calm and try and dominate Japan around that front court, because Yamauchi hasn't done much here in the second, but when they hit him with those quick attacks through the middle, it's very hard to stop.
Nathan Roberts, the co-captain of the squad. He and Luke Perry are both co-captains of the squad, but when Nathan is on court, he is the on-court captain. A subtle but important distinction. You can only have one on-court captain. Unfortunately, Nathan spraying the serve on that occasion. Japan's setter in the front court at the moment, so Peacock has noted that. He's going to watch where he goes. He's a shorter athlete at the net, so a well-crafted attack would go over his head. But he may not get an option. Peacock picks him out with the first ball. Oh, why not? A second ball play to the hottest man in town. Yuki Ishikawa is on fire.
And when Peacock picked out Fuji, thought it was a clever play. Fuji just said, well, I'll set it now if you don't mind.
This is what I've got. Sanderson snaps one. And he was right at that man, Ishikawa, again. He's done everything. Offensively, you would just expect him to pop that ball up perfectly on that occasion, but he couldn't do it. Travis Passier, 9-7 to serve. The Volleyroos know they are in a contest.
Second time, Passier's not given it anywhere near enough to get it over the net. He doesn't look thrilled, and you can understand that. That was a long way off, and within one.
Got Williams off the ground. Oh, what a set. Oh, what a shame. The net touch on Harrison Peacock. He went a little bit elaborate with the shoulders and the hips. Ended up pivoting into the net. Williams sprayed it anyway. Oh, no, it was... Yeah, it'll be on this play. You'll see Peacock is just getting too close, and his hips coming down really hard to avoid the net touch. So that advantage that Australia enjoyed has now been erased. 9-9. Sanderson unblocked. That is a nice offensive reply from Peacock, and Sanderson was just teeing off.
There's too much power here. They've got underneath a few balls and able to keep it alive, but on that occasion, far too crisp from Sanderson.
The effect of Beau Graham being such an active middle attacker that he drew the outside blocker and left Sanderson unchecked. Again, Australia cannot make Japan participate in serve reception. At some point, that is going to become fatal. They need to start finding their radar, or else this man will. Beau Graham, why not connect to the big man through the middle? Again, not the obvious set, not the highest percentage option, but Peacock has such a good connection at the moment with Beau Graham. He could almost find him with his eyes closed.
Stuff from Yanagita. Nice, clean swing. Going pretty well. And, oh, it was Ishikawa rather. Off the block, down the line. Of course it was Ishikawa. Denied at the moment.
Once again, this time Graham showing his versatility going back to position one or the other corner. So Passier is being substituted off. This is Trent O'Day, 203 centimetres. See what Trent can do for the middle blocking position. Again, Graham Not as hot from the service line. And they're working so hard to stay with Japan. But they hang their head when they miss the serve. Takeda. Takahashi Takeda for Japan. Nice work, O'Day. Nice work, Roberts. Clever dump. He's done it all in this match. He's hit it hard. He's hit it soft. Australia on suspicion, digging in the heels, waiting for the hard-driven ball, and he just takes all the power off the ball, and everyone's sitting there mesmerised by the performance that this man has put on. And again, the Australian block lets themselves down with a net touch. Every little 50-50 thing trending towards the Japanese at the moment, Will. They can't get a break. They can't get 2 points in a row, Australia. Roberts gets it done.
It was a great set from Peacock. Charging away, put the ball in a great spot for Nathan Roberts. And really important Australia get a couple more now for their charge, because second set in a row, they lead early, and at the first technical timeout, Japan erased that lead in the first set and skipped away. On this occasion, Australia, they're able to work it back. It's 14-14, big moment.
Here it is, the opportunity they've been working for. And they get it. Important rally. Couldn't get two in a row, however. So 15 all. Hiro Yamaguchi, 204 centimeters of middle blocking fury. Lincoln Williams, that is such an asset to have a guy like that that can hit the trouble ball. He knows he's going to have a double block on him. He hits high, he hits hard. Very hard to stop at the moment.
And in their opening match against New Zealand, he was everywhere himself. He was hitting hard, he was hitting off speed, and he was hitting smartly. Last night, or the night before rather, they had the day off yesterday, but he blazed away just a little bit too often and wasn't as effective, but tonight he's switched on again right from the opening whistle. He has hit crisply, he's hit cleverly, and he's hit effectively. Important for Australia to be just with their noses in front. 16-14, they trailed Japan at this point in the opening set. So good for them to have that lead.
If you haven't seen much of Japan, the assistant coach, the Frenchman, Philippe Blaine, does all the work in the timeouts. The head coach, Yuichi Nakagaichi, just sits back calmly, impassively, lets his coaching cohort impart the wisdom. We are back with Australia enjoying a 16-15 lead. This is O'Day. Excellent combination. Masahiro Yanagita. Again, the setting prowess of Fuji, just staggering the block enough. Oh, good from Sanderson. Powerful cross court. Good sides. All right, Lincoln Williams. Is he the catalyst? get a trademark heavy topspin jump serve to put Japan under pressure. Well, that was brave. Some would say extravagant.
It's getting the job done, and it gets Lincoln Williams another crack from the service line, and a timeout has been called. Australia leading 18-16. Japan has gone back to the bench.
Japan have been playing with such cautious optimism, such technical control, mental strength. You can't help but think that setting option from Naonobu Fuji to set his middle blocker from the best part of 6 meters away was a little extravagant. It would have been the set of the tournament if he'd made that connection. Instead, Australia take a 2-point lead. The coach for Japan pulls them in, refocuses them, tries to break up the Lincoln Williams swagger from the service line. These are the little moments, these are the little skill errors. If he'd connected, he would have been a hero. Instead, it looked foolish. Williams. Doesn't get his hand over the top of the ball and it flies long. However, if you're an optimist and supporting Australia, they now have the advantage. Every time they side out on their first option, the lead goes back to 2. Here is this man again. Roberts' pass is near perfect. Sanderson too early, but gets away with it. Really interesting timing from Paul Sanderson. I can't help think he had committed to his approach before he saw the ball he was getting. Yoneyama comes on for Japan. Yanagita gets a well-earned break. Australia 19-17. There's that connection again. Haku Lee through the middle, so 18-19. We are on a knife edge. Excellent vision. Takeda was down for Japan. He'd hit the floor. In position 2, he wasn't able to get back and block. They asked a big question of Nathan Roberts. Sanderson divine in backcourt. Watch Takeda hit the floor there. Perry somehow has zoned in on that. Sets low and inside. And the substitutions have begun, and this is a great sight for Australian volleyball, because Nehemiah Mote has returned to the top table. Great to see you back, Nemo. Sam Walker comes on for Beau Graham. We don't have a recognised setter on court right now. So we have no libero, we have no setter. We are rolling the dice, it would appear. A block would be nice right now. We've got 2 middle blockers next to each other in O'Day and Nemo, and frankly, they didn't look comfortable.
Yeah, 2 points up. The second set trailing 1-0. Interesting stages. Takeda seems to be okay after that tumble. His legs caught up. Seems to be okay, which is good.
Japan down by 1. Takeda serves. Well long. Again, that 2-point lead is absolute cash money at this time of the set.
Yeah, absolutely. And Australia found themselves on the wrong end of it last time around. They could never really shake it. Never looked like taking that opening set from this stage. Japan took it 25-22 after Australia to return serve.
Clever play. Not quite a spike, not quite a dump. 3/4 pace push. And here is the man we haven't seen yet tonight, but he has been super destructive for the last month and a half for Japan. Otake comes on, Fuji will go off. Fukatsu will come on a set from the back row. Takahashi Takeda comes off. So what a substitute to have in your armory. Issei Otake to come on for a block. This is the Japanese coach now rolling the dice, looking for a kill block. And they cannot connect. So whilst the block didn't necessarily play a role, they did put some pressure on, and Australia hand a 2-point lead back, and it is 21-all, and Australia uncharacteristically cannot get a play.
Wasn't pretty, was it? It's not going to look good on the tape for the Hello World Volleyroos of Australia. They've got some calming down to do, because still well and truly in with a chance to win the second set. And it seems strange to say that because they were up by a couple, but fallen apart a little bit. Japan will stay calm, stay composed, and made a couple of changes. The captain, Fukatsu's come on to set. As you mentioned, Jonathan, Otake, the big presence in the middle, that front court there, and alongside Yamauchi, it's an imposing Japanese block.
Wow, that could have gone either way. It's gone in favour of the host nation, Australia. That could have been an ace. Referee, the two coaches, Japan and Australia, swapping wry grins whether it was in or was out. Nathan Roberts at 22-21 has an opportunity. They've just been a little bit off in that skill tonight. Haven't taken their opportunities. They've worked so hard in every other facet, but the service line skill hasn't been up to their usual high standards. Akihiro Yamauchi to see if he can get a lead at a crucial time for Japan. They're going to get a free ball opportunity, and they are going to punish, and punish it hard.
Absolutely brutal through the middle from the backcourt. Mayuki Ishikawa. Australia just hanging on at the moment. What a set. Great takeoff from Ishikawa, and brutally dispatched into the floor here at the AIS Arena in Canberra. And just like that, although it's felt like it's been a little while coming, Japan have the lead late in the second set. They're within sight of a 2-sets-to-love lead. Make of this what you will, but every match so far this week has been a 3-0 win. Japan get 2-0 up. Australia have a huge amount of work to do to get back into this one.
All right. Tense times here at the AIS Arena. Hope you're enjoying wherever you're watching. This is the Volleyball Men's World Championship Asian qualifier. Top 2 teams book a spot in next year's World Champs. Japan 1 foot on the plane already. 1 set to love in this match. Sanderson, gentle. Once again, the Japanese block just losing their shape a little bit. You'd hate to see an injury. Sando close to offending, but he's absolutely within his rights to take the line as long as he doesn't go over it. O'Day looking for something from the service line. Oh, Bo Graham, help yourself to a tasty beverage. What a time for this giant middle blocker to snuff out this Japanese attack and bring up set point Australia. Substitution for Japan, but it is set point ball. Sanderson gets a piece. Otake misses everything, and Australia have jumped out of the grave and taken the second set. Welcome back to the AIS Arena in Canberra and the Men's World Championship AVC qualifier. Absolutely the match of the tournament to date, as we hoped it would be. It has delivered, Will Davies. 1-set-all, Australia v Japan. This is where we wanted this match to be. Yeah, great guts from Australia to pull themselves back into that second set late. They controlled much of it. They seemed to have Japan's measure. Things were working pretty well, and then it all came crashing down ever so quickly. Japan got themselves back in front, and it looked like pushing away to that second set win. This is pretty indicative, this sort of point. Australia just hanging in there, and Japan finding a way to utilise their big guns. The credit to the Hello World Volleyball of Australia, they hung in, and look at Mark Leberdew, he was fired up on the sidelines, and Australia were fired up on the court as well. 1 set apiece, Australia level it up, and this really is the match of the tournament so far. We've got Spiky, the Hello World Volleyball, getting involved, and good to see. And the first time in how many matches, Will, we've actually seen a team win a set when they've lost the first set. Literally every other match has been a 3-0. For the first time, we've got a 1-all scoreline in the sets. So that's good news for the competition, good news for the contest. The Australian under-21 junior team providing great vocal support, as are a very large and vocal volleyball fan base. We've got plenty of Japanese fans in, and must be said they've been sparkling as well. So this is set up for a very enjoyable night. It's standing room only here at the AIS Arena. It is 1-set-all. O'Day will start the third set, so that change for Passier has been locked in to start the second. So O'Day will be the one to start it up for Australia the third set. For Japan, just glancing across their roster, seem to be consistent with how they've lined up. They're all there. The A team, as it were, but it is 1-set-all. It is anyone's match again. Trent O'Day has started up. Nice hands from Beau Graham early, but couldn't quite get a clamp on it. Again, Will, the players to watch, though, Ishikawa the 14, Yanagita the 8, are absolutely imperious at the moment. Unfortunately for Australia, you can be aware of them, but when they're that good, it's even harder to stop them. Williams, again, an aspect of his game that's got better and better that I really like, Will, is that if the ball's there to be hit, boy oh boy, he will tee off. But often the ball's not quite perfect for him, and he has shown an ability to tool the ball, wipe the ball off the block, where in the past he might have just got monstered on that occasion. So Lincoln Williams really developing into a very complete volleyballer. And then just hits one with his handbag and it rolls over for an ace. And Exhibit A, as you're talking about, that ability to just sort of mix it up and off the side a little bit, but he has been varying his attacks both from general play and the service line to great effect. And then he goes for the big heater, can't drag it down. 2 points all here at the AIS Arena. Japan in their red strip tonight. The Hello World Volleyball in the yellow. I saw Japan last night wearing their fluorescent yellow outfits, which were quite striking. Not to everyone's taste. Roberts will have to work hard. Williams has to be careful. Found himself right in front of Akihiro Yamauchi. He waited, and he pounced. 204 centimetres tall, Yamauchi, just the 72 kilograms in terms of weight, so he's got some filling out still to do, but huge man. Again, just the power on the serve for Japan. It's not the 8, it's the 14. Yuki Ishikawa, head and shoulders the best player on court at the moment from either roster. Now he's found his serving zone. That is a worrying sign. Williams has a free swing. It is trouble, trouble, trouble for Japan.
Yeah, it's a fearsome sight as he winds up from wide.
Yanagida off the block and clever. Nathan Roberts snaps one well. More of that will be a great fillip to this team and their supporters to see the captain blazing away cleanly like that from the outside hitting roll. Oh, but that's just same old from Japan. They're enjoying that a little bit too much for my liking. They are outstanding. The back row attack through the pipe. We haven't really seen Australia play that ball through the middle. Japan have used it sparingly, but well. Another free ball for Japan to take full attention of. Oh, huge blocking. Takeda and Lee.
Shame for Australia. Sanderson was really good in defence. They were forced to just send a couple over. Give Japan plenty of time to set up. And they're enjoying themselves, Japan. Fans are certainly loving their work. Fuji, deliberate as always from the service.
And the Japanese block is very, very steady. They jump out to an 8-4 lead in the technical timeout, and the joy is infectious.
Masahiro Yanagida is having the best time out there right now, and for the first time in this match, Japan have led at the first technical timeout. Fuji, the setter, we're so deliberate from the service line. That block has been functioning very well. Roberts with a couple of cracks, twice blocked down, and O'Day unable to control the ball. Roberts was going the wrong way. Yanagida still enjoying himself. Everybody know where he's going to be and how he's going to be going about it. And Japanese volleyball is well and truly back, Jonathan. Tokyo will host the Olympics in 2020, so their berth is guaranteed. They missed out the past couple, and they missed out of the World Championships in 2014. The first time in 54 years they didn't participate at the World Championships for the men. So they are looking to get themselves back on that global stage, and we're going about it pretty well here tonight.
Fuji being asked to serve. Here we go, 8-4 Japan up by 4. Lincoln Williams bludgeons one down the front of the Japanese block. Mark Lebedew trying to make a substitution before that, but Sam Walker didn't get his act together in time and they waved him away. So that could have backfired. Instead, Walker will come on. Nathan Roberts will have a spell, so a bit of youth brought on by Lebedew. Lincoln Williams getting a bit of a bump from Chen O'Day. Crossing that centre line. Set the referee right on the spot. And a little bit of a clash. Slightly different blocking lineup, and you're not necessarily blocking with the guy you normally block next to. You can kind of get some of those clashes. Williams' tip is well handled. Oh, but O'Day, welcome to centre court, son. Nice play.
Big moment for them here. O'Day and Williams denying them a couple of blocks, not quite going the way they want them to.
lead through the middle. The Japanese fans, gosh, they've been excellent. They've been here for every game. Whether it's during the day, midweek, or here on a Saturday night in Canberra, the Japanese fans have been wonderful supporters. They wave goodbye to the bus as the Japanese team are leaving the stadium. Chicken wing from Fuji is excellent, and an extravagant setting option. Oh, it deserved a touch off the block for that sort of bravery from Japan. Australia thought they had that point in the bag well before they actually had a right to think so. Look at that bravery to dig the ball from the Mikasa sign. Almost a perfect ball for position 4. O'Day trailing by 3. Nice deep serve. Roshi's been good through the middle.
Yeah, he has. And they haven't overused Yamauchi either. Very sparingly, Fuji has gone to him. Yamauchi will always present a 204-centimetre frame with the reach. He's a hard man to stop.
Takita. Sando's played that card a few times. Hasn't always come up trumps, but that was perfect.
It is
absolutely perfect.
It is a game of power, but at the same time, sleight of hand can be just as effective. Good vision from Sanderson, well executed.
Australia just leaving a few in the shed tonight. Just not asking enough questions of the Japanese from on. Yuki Ishikawa. Oh, she's been immense. And continues to be so. Absolutely destroying Australia from the service line or the attack line tonight. What a beautiful snap of the body, the abdominal strength. So the net touch from Harry Peacock goes unspotted. Oh, that probably was justice. But Australia in 6s and 7s. And as we saw him on the Gold Coast a few weeks ago in that semi-final, Yuki Ishikawa is taking this game to another level.
And 6 points the lead now for Japan, early to mid stages of the third set, 1 set apiece. That's a very handy lead for Japan, and Mark Lebedeau's got some issues to address. Certainly none less over the scoreboard. And just carrying on, going about it. Philip Lane with the instructions on behalf of Yuichi Nakagaichi. See there, Ollie Roos intently listening to Mark Lebedeau and the learnings he's picked up watching this World Championship qualification match. 2 spots are on the line at Italy and Bulgaria, the co-hosts of next year's tournament. Japan wins this match, they book their spot on the plane. Australia wins and they all but guarantee it. The locals here in Canberra loving the action at the AIS Arena.
Well, sit back, folks, and enjoy the technical grace and beauty of Ishikawa. Australia again in the net. Sando cannot believe it. And please, no, I don't concur. He's not going to get any love with that line of questioning, let me tell you.
And he spent maybe a little bit too long there with the second referee. A couple of finger wags, and it's not going to help their case.
15-8 now. The Ishikawa tsunami continues to roll. There's another one. Is there nothing he cannot do? This is a masterclass. You are watching a master.
And the Volleyroos just need to settle even as they came off of that technical timeout. Sanderson was still trying to engage somewhat with the second referee. They need to calm down and reset. Japan doubling the advantage at the moment. Things aren't going Australia's way. It must be said, the rolls are going. Man, you can see the fall there, Sanderson, a little bit down beat. Just needs to fire up in a different way and try and get back into it. They're not out of it. They worked their way back from a pretty tough position late in the second set to level things up at a set apiece. They need to draw on the experience of Sanderson, the experience of Roberts, who's taking a bit of a breather. And, well, the youthful experience of Luke Perry, the co-captain, is leading them out there at the moment. 18-6 needs to happen pretty quickly, this turnaround for Australia. But credit to Japan, they're executing pretty well.
Absolutely, they're in that rare air that they've found a bit lately. The silver medalists of World League Group 2 have continued this outstanding, sparkling form. Sanderson pumped up, but he still can't find clear floor. Oh, the back set transition is breathtaking. They can't get an attack on this one. Can Peacock connect with Beau Graham? Yes, he can. That is better. That is better.
Nicely executed. Graham was involved a lot there. Good on the block. Sanderson as well. Just drop off. Perry comes in, leads the Peacock. Here's Sanderson from the line.
Here's an opportunity. Beau Graham takes the first. Walker cannot convert the third. But that man can. Zakita on this occasion from the back row. Japan surely cannot be caught in this third set with a 17-9 lead. So changes will be made. Arash Dosanjh, the other setting option available. On-court captain is going to be number 4, Paul Sanderson. So now he's been given license to chirp at the second referee, I guess. Let's see if Arash can add something with his silky smooth setting hands. It's going to make it nigh impossible for him. Walker absolutely wiffle balls that one, gets no purchase on the Mikasa. Australia, as Mark Lebedew lets out the largest of size, have badly lost their shape in this third set. But Lebedew will want to see them finish strong. The momentum into the fourth set is really crucial. Williams, a bit of spark. Can they mount a massive comeback? The Australian fans in the crowd have gone back into their shell a little bit. They're a little bit shocked at just the clinical nature of Japanese volleyball in this third set. Beau Graham with an opportunity. Good response from O'Day. But the block from Lee takes my breath away.
Wasn't exactly in Williams' breadbasket the set. Block was in a great position. Lee's fired up. Japan leading by 9 here in the third set.
A little net violation called on Japan. You don't see that too often. They can't believe it. Let's see if we can pick up the culprit. I missed it. He did put his leg firmly over the center line though, so maybe it wasn't a net infraction. So now Sando is off. Luke Smith is on. On-court captain is who, Mr. Lebedew? It is 20. Well, did he say 2? I'm trying to work out who the on-court captain is at this time. Dosanjh to serve. Luke Smith in good position to get his chest on the ball. Here comes another substitution. So Lebedew clearing the benches now. Lincoln Williams comes off. Thomas Hodges comes on. This is as fresh-faced an Australian lineup as I've ever seen. What can the youth brigade bring deep in the third set? Different energy, different pop. Can they add some swagger?
Certainly up and about, aren't they? Hodges has brought a huge amount of enthusiasm out there. He's keen to take advantage of the court time.
But again, the same old serving story. So 21-12, this is becoming a comprehensive scoreline in this set anyway. Japan have all the running. Hodges picked up. Oh, they are lining up for Japan to put this to bed in the third set. Masahiro Yanagida is playing one of the games of his life, but he's only the second best out there. Luke Smith swings deep and well. Even Lee can't get that one. Some cause for celebration for the Volleyball. Even the cameraman had to get out of the way of this one. Look at him go. So more substitutions. Nemo on in the middle blocking position. Go Graham gets a spell. But that man Ishikawa will not be denied. 23-13. And what a substitution to be able to bring on for Katsu into the backcourt. But this man Otaki, who's been one of their best players, clearly being rested in tonight's match.
Yeah, they brought them on late this couple of sets and it's worked very well.
Katsu, the captain of the squad for Japan. Nemo gets a little touch, but not effective. Here's a transition ball. Perry to set Hodges. Well picked up the libero for Japan, but the ball rolls along the top of the net and it's caught the antenna. It will instantly be called out. Australia catch a break. 14-23. Hodges may as well tee off. Because Japan are absolutely in control. Nemo not quite getting out on transition. 24-14. And this is as comprehensive and well-rounded set of volleyball as Japan has played in quite a while. And the 10 set point margin they currently enjoy is proof of it. For the set, why not serve a big old ace? That man, Yuki Ishikawa, has set the volleyball world alight. And there is the score. Japan 2-1, 25-22, 23-25, 25-14, and they lead this match 2-1. Welcome back to the AIS Arena. And the Men's World Championship qualify for the Asian zone. The top two teams from this week's tournament go through to the Men's World Championships in Italy and Bulgaria in 2018. At the moment, it is Japan with their 3 previous wins and a set score of 2-1 in this match, looking the favourites to book the first spot in the World Championships. For Australia, they trail this match. It is not last chance for them. They have one more match against Chinese Taipei tomorrow. And on the serving and spiking form of that man, the 14 in Yuki Ishikawa and his partner in crime, Masahiro Yanagida, the 8, that is going to take something special in this fourth set for Australia to claw back into this match.
They've got to reset here, Australia. They were comprehensively outplayed in that third set. There were A few too many errors from Australia in the service and also up at the net. They got caught in that net a few too many times and it killed any momentum, but they did manage to build 16 points to 8 rather at that second technical timeout. It was pretty much curtains from there. Pug Lebedew brought some fresh faces onto the court in the third set, just gave his starters a bit of a rest, a chance to gather their thoughts and think about how they're going to reset themselves and get Australia right back into this match. Because if they win tonight, they all but guarantee their spot at the World Championships next year. Now, you touched on it, Japan win, they are on the plane. So Australia do revert back to their starting rotation, all but the one change.
Nehemiah Mote is on. Has replaced Trent O'Day, who was on in place of Travis Passier. So slightly different lineup. First time Nemo has started a set for Australia for quite some time. The fourth set underway as of now. We are ready to go. Japan leading this match 2-1. And Nemo gets his first connection, and you can see what it means to the boys. He is an immensely popular player. Nice for the fans of Nehemiah Mote to see him back and hitting a winner. Nemo gets another touch. Oh, well, it was good scenes defensively for Australia, but just too much opportunity for Japan to set up for the killer blow. They absolutely got it done. Japan going with the same lineup that they've started every set with, so no changes for the Japanese squad. This man has been a delight, a volleyball delight. He's missed a rare serve there. I suspect fatigue must begin to set in at some stage for Yuki Ishikawa. Harrison Peacock. Rock solid Beau Graham. We saw him do that well in the second set, and they got up and won that one. You don't want to try and look for too many signs, but Beau Graham getting some touches on the block is certainly a good one. Oh, love that fast connection out to Roberts. I don't know what Lebedew said, but the Japanese coach was not happy. Very unlike him to get that demonstrative. Let's have a look. Four hits is the call. Well, that's really interesting. They believe that the first touch wasn't a block. So they've adjudicated that his first touch of Australia wasn't a block, so it doesn't count as one of their 3 touches, I believe. So when Roberts executed the spike, it was actually their 4th contact. Well spotted by the Japanese coach, Naka Gaichi. And he was uncharacteristically cranky with that serve miss from Yamauchi. Well, Australia were pumped up and they were excited and they thought they had done a job on Japan there to have it turned around. They've got to keep that passion, keep that fire. Japan's defense is good, but he won't get that ball back into play. And for the first time that I can remember, Will, anyway, in this match, Yuki Ishikawa from that back row middle, the pipe position, not effective on the attack, ended up in that broken play error. So Australia looking the more intense to start this 4th set. And And he gets the right of reply, and he replies beautifully.
Peacock's from South Australia, and that manoeuvre's better seen on the Adelaide Oval through the winters in Australia. Marks the ball, couldn't get out of the way, and just tosses it over his head.
Perfect connection to Sanderson. He enjoyed it. We talked about the senior guys. Sando's been around a while. Peacock, Roberts, they're the guys on court that have got to find a way to lead with example as well as words. Bo Graham, a little wasteful. Just hasn't been his night from the service line, as a few of the Australians, unfortunately, can probably say. Masahiro Yanagida. Oh, that's quality. Absolute quality. Lincoln Williams, Australia 7-4, fourth set. Tense part of this game. Just goes for placement. And they go for the extravagant middle attack as well and execute it beautifully to lead. How about that for over the shoulder? Will be Lee trying to pick apart this Australian serve reception. Oh, and that's what you get. The three-man wall, they had so much time to sit and wait. They bided their time, they came together, and it was absolute perfection. And why not Ishikawa for the kill? Nemo, he's been waiting 12 months to get a run on this team. The knee has been bad, his back has been dicey, but the hair is perfect.
Australia needs to stay fired up here. We saw at the end of a number of points through that opening stage of this fourth set, they'd come together and they were pumped up, and Nathan Roberts was leading a lot of that. Need to continue to remain energised, because Japan, as we've seen time and time again, have just bide their time, stay within touch, and then when the time is right for them to pick apart Australia, when the energy level drops or when they get a couple of errors in a row, they look up at that scoreboard and they are behind. 8-6 they lead at this technical timeout. As soon as one team reaches 8 and as soon as one team reaches 16, the timeouts will be taken. Sanderson to serve, he's a real barometer for this side. A couple of times through that third set, he let his frustrations get the better of him. He needs to stay positive, they'll feed off him.
And a good serve it was. But the net touch is a skill error that can't be made in that situation. Reaching in, and then the double play by Peacock. Nemo had shoved it down, but Harry had gone back for a second bite of the cherry and chomped down on the net. That was a shame. And Roberts is blocked by the shortest offensive player on the court in Fuji, the setter. He won't enjoy that. 183 centimetre Fuji up against 199 centimetre Roberts. Set got low and tight on him. It was very difficult for him to execute. Nemo, though, he's been good since he's come on. He has absolutely added something.
And they love to see him performing as well. As you say, he's been biding his time, waiting to be fully fit, inject himself back into proceedings. So they're keen to see him do well. be the one to drive them back into it.
This is Nemo with his interesting serve. It creates some problems. Not for Japan on this occasion, though.
Crucial moments. Ishikawa out wide. The point back to the service line.
Oh, Roberts picks out Ishikawa in position 6. Athletic from the libero. Ide going with the foot, trying to go the Brazilian overhead scissor kick. Look at this athleticism. Any part of the body is legit. Just occasionally that ball comes back into play. The Australians almost clocked off too early. Hand getting a little bit fractious. Just asking the question, Fuji, through the net of the Australians, if anyone touched that. The timeout has been blown away. Wow, so Japan just losing their shape on and off the court for a moment. Takeda retains his composure.
I've seen that from Takeda, taking the opportunity to come through and make it a winner. Graham was just caught a little bit out, couldn't quite get up, and Takeda went straight through that channel.
On any other night, we would have said Takeda's had a really solid game, but I kind of feel like he's been overshadowed by two of his countrymen who have been absolutely untouchable this evening. Roberts, excellent. Calmly comes back into the troops, gives them some wisdom. Doesn't try and overplay his hand on that occasion. Knows that a three-quarter pace snap down onto the floor is not going to come back. Trouble for Japan. Bo Graham, just for a moment, I thought he'd been suckered in there. You see that occasionally, the middle blocker gets that free ball. Their eyes get as big as a plate. And they wipe out the net or they hit it out the back, but Graham gets it down cleverly. So Australia, better signs in the fourth set.
They have been good, haven't they? Japan, a couple of occasions being caught out of position. And Nathan Roberts, the co-captain, has been really good as well. He's making sure of it when he has that opportunity to hit it down and into Japan's side of the court. They've been good at keeping the ball in play, Japan. Blaine just having his words with them. It's theirs to lose here, Japan. 2-1. They lead. And even if it goes to 5, they have guaranteed themselves a spot at the World Championships next year. The 5th set is only best of 15, and they'll split the points somewhat. They get a share of the points. The team that wins gets most, but there's some nice drum work in the background there as well.
2 of their last 3 meetings between these nations have been 5-set affairs. Both teams have won 1 each, so Perry is immense. So a 5-setter doesn't scare either nation. Oh, Sando has, oh, surely no. I cannot believe that ball has been called as a touch, and Japan are remonstrating well beyond their station, and I feel that that's going to be duly noted. That is un-Japanese-like. Sanderson felt that no one had touched the ball on the block. We won't catch the replay. And they are out of rotation now, Australia, so they are the ones who have lost their way somewhat. Gosh, we have seen everything. Surely no cards. Oh, well, Bo Graham, the middle blocker, to use hands of that quality to set Lincoln Williams on transition, is talking about the evolution of the game. Mark Lebedew is asking for some calm. You never see middle blockers being able to set nectar like that 10 years ago. Now middle blockers think they could be setters any day of the week. And the evidence from Beau Graham, who am I to question? Again, that middle attack option is always viable for Japan. Fuji, the setter, has been really crafty at picking the right time, the right moment. Gosh, there's been some great contests between these nations. Well, that's just fatigue, surely. Yanagita has been teeing off, but that looked a tired swing. And just crafting a winner. Off the block, tantalisingly close. Only Perry really responding to the opportunity. Tired minds, perhaps. Nemo's middle attack was okay, but Japan turned it around, teed off the blocking hands of Harry Peacock. They have wrapped it up at 15 all. Well, Sanderson with a beach volleyball roll shot, surely. Little cut shot cross court into the open corner. You normally see that in a two-a-side outdoor game. Japan really didn't put up much of a defence. So Australia 16-15. Staying in the moment, staying in the match. Sanderson showing good composure.
Yeah, it was exquisite from Sanderson. He's a little bit twitchy at the moment. He's fired up and he needs to channel it in the right direction. Australia with their body language of late, you'd get the sense that they're behind in this set. They're chasing the game, but they still lead by one. And they need to remain positive because Japan will show very little emotion and they'll just organise themselves beautifully. Mark Lebedeau's aware of that. He's right there with his troops, urging them on, telling them to push, keep working hard. And Sanderson, when he gets on a roll from the service line, he's as good as anybody. Japan are having words. The card for Japan.
Well, that's really interesting. He is, from what I can tell, carded one of the bench players. I think the other libero in Katsuhiro Koga. I think. We lost track of what happened there, but I said just a moment ago, I hope we don't see a card, and about 2 points later, I didn't pick up on what the issue was. So that's an interesting turn of affairs. Sanderson gets one over. Good push from the middle block of Australia. This time, surely Australia will get the benefit, and Japan remonstrate hard, and they need to just be careful because they've already had the cheese shown to them. They might get a little red with it as well.
It was kicked up a gear, this one. The two highest ranked teams in the tournament.
Oh, and he's changed his decision, which will incense the Australians. And he's done this a few times. The evidence is unclear, but now it is Nathan Roberts who will need to show some composure. He is livid with this first referee, who on the basis of no obvious evidence has changed his call now twice. Remember, we have no challenge system. The first referee is not allowed to look at the replay. Let's have a look and see if this gets touched. Hard to tell whether Nathan Roberts touched that or not.
I reckon he got a fair piece of it, actually, and Luke Perry's going to get the card.
There it is.
Really interesting moments in this one. Very, very interesting. 16 apiece. And it's Australia with more to lose, given that Japan leads 2-1.
Wow, and a card for the libero. But for Chung Shei-Lai from Hong Kong, he's the one whose composure's been tested. Let's hope this match isn't decided on the officials' table. Great pickup from Williams. He's going to have to get up and play it, though. Middle attack is probably the pipe. Wow. Takita's put his hand over the middle line. No one seemed to have picked up on that. Roberts gets another go, and the AIS arena erupts. And Japan oddly petulant when they have no need to be, but are not sanctioned by the referee for behaviour that is perhaps not quite where it should be. And this match has just taken another dimension. Nemo to serve. Oh, and the block is immense. Bo Graham has just shut the lights out on Takita. 18-16. And wisely, Yuichi Nakagaichi says, come on in, boys, and let's take a chill pill.
Yeah, really interesting stuff of late, and the tempo has been very fractured just because of the referrals from both sides. Well, not official referrals, but the way that they're trying to communicate with the referee and plead their case, the changing of decisions. And both coaches have a huge amount of work to do. Lebedew is fired up. He is really passionately willing his side on from the sideline. And Japan, well, as I've said, they've got less to lose here. If Australia lose their bottle, Japan can close the match out within the next 10 minutes or so. And what an interesting fifth set it would be if Australia can go on a little run here and close the door on Japan.
Nia Miyamoto serving for the green and gold. Excellent and calm from Akihiro Yamauchi. He's been really dependable. Not the most dynamic, not the most spectacular, but very, very effective tonight. Yuki Ishikawa. Nathan Roberts. Is it Harry Peacock or Harry Potter? That was magic from the Australian setter.
I wouldn't mind being out there right now with the strength of Nathan Roberts' hugs. He's fired up.
Australia competing hard. Oh, Perry is immense. Roberts with the back set. Oh, that's missed everything. Surely no, Australia won't like the call. But they accept it with good grace, so that's usually a sign. The ball went well out, but it's brushed the blocker's hands on the way through. So ultimately, Masahiro Yanagita catching the hands. A clever spike in the end. 18-19, gosh, another chapter of interesting, intense, fascinating volleyball between these two nations. The fourth time this year they've met. Oh, and what a time for that man, Yamauchi, to serve an untouched ball. Gosh, you can work so hard for a point, and then you can just give one away so easily.
Lebedew's called the timeout. Sure that it doesn't get away from them. A couple of points in succession from Japan. And it's been pretty chippy stuff out there, neither side going on much of a run or producing all that pretty volleyball. At really crucial moments. You can see the leadership there from Hideyomi Fukatsu, the squad captain for Japan. They brought him and Big Issei Otake on late in the previous 2 sets. So it'll be interesting to see if they go down that route again here in the fourth. We haven't really been able to see Japan wind up with Masahiro Yanagida or Ishikawa really, because the tempo's been so fractured. Yamauchi on the service line.
Williams, and then the glare. He enjoyed that. Down hard, just holding the gaze. Roberts is due, surely, from the service line. It's been that kind of night. 20 points apiece now. Fuji. They've got to keep an eye on the 14 in the back row. Yuki Ishikawa, he will go to the middle position. They've got 3 great hitting options in the front. Strong rotation for Japan. Bo Graham is strong. He's had his moments. But Mark Lebedew mixes it up. Bo Graham will come off. Walker comes on. Looking for something from the service line. Somebody. They've competed with Japan. They've stayed with them. They haven't blown them away. Oh, Sando. Thought he had a clamp on him. Walker comes off. Graham comes back on. Well, this is tense. 2 sets to 1 Japan, 21-21. Japan win this set. They are on the way to the world champs. Of course, for Australia, they'll get a second chance against Chinese Taipei tomorrow. But the way Mark Lebedew is firing up his troops, he is not thinking about Chinese Taipei. He is in the here and now. He wants to see what this young group of young men from Australia are capable of doing in the furnace. The pressure is immense. The crowd on the edge of their seats, and Lincoln Williams at the service line. It's in play. Roberts, my captain, stands up to be counted.
Great swing from Roberts. He's had his moments as well. Couple of errors, but that is a massive, massive hit. Big time for it to happen as well, and Williams, of all people, to serve.
Triple chainsaw from Roberts. That's a big finish. Williams, too much. 22-23. This is the most important rally of Australia's tournament to date. Fortitude here will give them a set point. Opening the door to Japan could be fatal. Big moment. Nemo! Welcome home. Hello World Volleyroos have got a set point or 2 to take this match to overtime. Sanderson to light it up. We're going to 5. Australia have taken the 4th set. It is 2 sets apiece, and the World Championships are still on the line for both these teams. Welcome back to the AIS Arena here in beautiful Canberra. The Men's World Championship qualifier for Asia. And the place has been set alight tonight in a sparkling match of volleyball. Japan, Australia, this great rivalry continues to go to new heights. Australia have fought back from 2 sets to 1 down. They've just taken the 4th set with some gutsy play. And we are going to go to a 5th set to decide this match. Hello and welcome. Hope you're enjoying the coverage wherever you are watching. I'm Jonathan Fogarty. Joining me in commentary, Will Davies. And Will, this has been everything we hoped it would be and more.
Yeah, and the first couple of sets were really pretty. Great volleyball and well organised from both sides. That 4th set was much more of a scrap. It had to be really gritty from both sides. And Australia were able to hold their nerve, produce the big plays and the big moments, and some great swings down the stretch from Nathan Roberts, and some good defence as well. And Nimai Mote was pretty good there too.
More attacks for Australia than Japan. Blocks about even. Aces there or thereabouts, as were the errors. But interestingly, Australia have been under pressure all match from Japan. Australia were able to flip it on its head a little bit, and you saw some weird behaviour from Japan. The bench got a yellow card. They lost their shape. They got lippy. The referee had to calm both squads down. That won't bother the Australians. That's another day in the life of the Australians. But for the team from Japan, they were oddly rattled at times. So that's a good sign for the Australians in that they are doing something right. They are putting the Japanese squad under pressure. Folks, a 5th and decider. We only go to 15 points. The first team to 15 points with a 2-point margin will win this set. This has been absolutely compelling volleyball. And we are ready to go in the 5th set, Australia v Japan. Oh, Mote, hasn't he added something in the last half hour?
The Peacock's finding him really well. Mote with real authority there, got himself nice and set and just whips it over. Perfect start, and he'll serve.
And then Harry Peacock, if you please, one-on-one. The first time tonight that he's done that in an isolated situation. He stood tall, reached in, and these are the moments. You build pressure, you build momentum, you build a team. Mote serving again. 2-love Australia. Couldn't keep the pressure going.
Yanagida, the danger man from the service line for Japan. Step back and level it up.
So Japan, no changes to their roster. Australia have gone with Nimai Mote. He has demanded a starting position in this 5th set with his form.
He really has, and that helps for Australia. Service error, Yanagida.
Peacock now must focus, must remain calm. That's a nice play. That's undeniable. Lee again. Both middle blockers, Lee and Yamauchi, have been absolutely stunning for Japan. It is Lee to serve. Japan trailing 2-3 on their way to 15. Roberts high off the hands. Japan will get a transition. Uncharacteristically, we have not seen this all night. Yuki Ishikawa has been undeniable, but he's hit a clean miss deep. Roberts did well to stay out of the way. Positive signs early in the 5th and deciding set for the Volleyroos. Roberts, however, still can't find a handle on that serve.
Good judgment from Japan. 4 on the block and straight through the middle. For Tat here early in the 5th.
Nice pick up by the libero. And this time, Ishikawa repairs his reputation. it wasn't really that sullied.
Great intensity from Japan here. Look at the emotion from them. They know what's on the line. They got fired up, getting behind each other here. Not letting Australia be the only ones to cheer when the points go their way.
What a time for Sando to be immense. The last 2 times these guys have played 5-setters in the World League back in June. Australia blew away Japan 15-9 in the 3rd. Not that long ago, 24th of June on the Gold Coast, there was a barn burner. 16 Australia, 18 Japan. That went all the way. Wonder what we'll get tonight. Oh, they've stayed in play. And now they've got an opportunity. Great craft. When all around you are losing their heads, Yuki Ishikawa kept his. Australia, though, the desperate touches. I don't think Japan could believe they got that ball back, and then they had a chance, but they couldn't take it. Gosh, the pressure is immense right now. Oh, that is a very, very awkward time for Australia, for Paul Sanderson to be called for a double. Hard to deny, though. Japan take the lead. Australia had opportunities, but Japan now 6-5. And Australia cannot take their opportunities. They just went a bit timid in the middle of that one.
Yeah, they had the chance here. Williams wound up and just got a little bit too big on him. He was all over the place, really come to finish. And obviously with the benefit of a replay, we can see that he made very crisp contact to the ball. But is it 7-5 to Japan? Again, they've got that calmness back. They get fired up when the time is right, but in between, just resolute and going about their business really well. Sanderson just have to tip it over and just keep on swinging and putting the pressure on Australia. And the line was really well covered by the Japanese libero as well, Satoshi Ide. He started the game brilliantly. Was one of the...
Yeah, he's doing a great job. Japan have won the last 3 points in a row, so that is a run of points that Australia cannot afford to give to the Japanese too often. The 5th set will be over very quickly. So great time out called Mark Lebedew. Hats off to you, sir. A wry grin. Always as these coaches that call the timeout, they take credit for that service error. Lincoln Williams is surely in a great position to put some pressure on this serve. Oh, Japan had a 3-man block of Australia. Harry Peacock can't believe it's touched them and gone out. They will change ends at the midpoint of the 5th set. We'll see this again. Peacock waited, he watched beautifully. The ball probably out. I'm okay with that call. Of course, first referee, the best seat of the house, Chung Shei Lai, had his moments in this match. Let's hope he keeps his calmness and composure. 8-6 Japan. Halfway, perhaps, through this 5th set. We go to 15, as I've said, but you have to win by 2. Yanagita has absolutely picked apart the Australian serve receive once again. 9-6. Who is going to be the one for Australia to galvanise, collect and calm this group? They've let a lot of points slip in this 5th set. Yanagita again. Nemo, not his best contact, but good enough.
Yeah, perfect time to do it as well. Japan looking like they're building a lead that Australia can't peg back. And they come through the middle with that sort of destruction.
Sanderson, some pressure on the serve. Oh, but Japan will get that point off the top of the block. That is a quality swing under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it had shades of it, the way Takeda was winding up. It was a beautiful set for him, and he didn't let it get large on him. Backed himself through. That was lovely stuff from Japan.
Fuji. Oh, he thought he had it. Takeda thought he had it. I wonder if he didn't get a bit of that on his face. He's brushing his face pretty hard. 8-10 Australia there. If they want to be, can they get another point? It is Nemo with his unorthodox float serve. Can't land one. And they are running out of runway. Japan only 4 points away from another famous victory in 5 over Australia. Yanagita, you can't help think he's still got a say on this match, but it won't be from the service line.
Really interesting stuff, isn't it? No one able to take control of this set, albeit a shorter one, so less time to do it. It makes every point even more vital. The service run here would, of course, be so valuable.
Peacock. Oh, can you believe what he has just achieved? An innocuous looking float serve. Must have been covered with spiders because it's landed in by a fair way. My goodness. Harrison Peacock. A simple skill, well executed at the best possible time. And Australia are not done yet.
And you can't win a point that you don't serve in. So he's given it every chance, and you take every bit of luck you can get and good fortune, and it's off the back of a nice serve. It was a difficult ball, and Australia now just need to keep working. Very crucially, that point brings them to within 1. So another one, and it's all level, and again, that momentum, it's such a fickle thing, but when you're riding it, how powerful it is.
An absolutely pulsating evening at the AIS Arena. The crowd have enjoyed every minute of this affair. Oh, an opportunity off the chest of Luke Perry. Williams lost his footing, couldn't respond. 12-10. And again, this worrisome rotation for Australia. When Lee is serving, they've got to get out of it straight away, or it will be the death knell. Perfect. Absolute perfection, and Luke Perry knew what that meant.
I think Sparky the kangaroo in the back of the shot, they knew what it meant too. Almost leaps into the roof of the AIS Arena. Great stuff from Bo Graham through the middle, and the co-captain, Frank the Tank, to serve.
He wants the big opportunities on his shoulders. None bigger than this. And again, for Nathan Roberts, the service line has eluded him. So 13-11 for Katsu comes on for Takeda. Takahashi comes on for Fuji. And for Australia, it's now or never. For Katsu to serve, 13-11 on a very short runway to 15. A big moment this. Williams gets it done. Walker will come on for Graham. They're going to ask him to wait. Takeda will go back on for Katsu. Fuji will go back on for Takahashi. Australia will now bring big Sammy Walker on. Bo Graham is saying, can I go now? Everyone's getting a bit fractious. It's getting late. It's after his bedtime, I'm sure. Sam Walker, one of the bigger moments in his young career. 12-13. But Japan, through the agency of Yuki Ishikawa, and he's been doing it all night. It should not be a surprise that it is Ishikawa who has brought up 2 match points for Japan, and who more fitting to go back with a match point ball to book a seat on the plane for the Men's World Championship. This is Yuki Ishikawa for the win. Can't land it.
They hang in there, Australia. They've got to be big here. It's Lincoln Williams who's been a beast for them this tournament. He's got to be even bigger here.
Let it go, son. Let it rip. No guts, no glory. Match point Japan. Williams to save the day. Almost does. But they can't. And it is an amazing performance by Masahiro Yanagita. And this is what it means to this wonderful squad from Japan. The world number 14 have defeated a gallant host nation of Australia. 25-22, 23-25, 25-14, 22-25, and then 15-13 in an epic meeting of these 2 Asian powerhouses. Congratulations, Japan. You're off to the World Championships. And for Australia, they need to pick themselves up, because tomorrow, when they face Chinese Taipei, they still have it all to play for. Well, amazing scenes here at the AIS Arena in Canberra. The host nation, Australia, have once again fallen so short in a 5-set epic against this wonderful team from Japan. Japan now have confirmed their spot at the World Champs of 2018. For Mark Lebedew and the Australians, they come out tomorrow against an excellent Chinese Taipei, and they have to win that match. For Japan, their job is done. That was their last match in Australia. And hats off to them on some sparkling match play in their visit. The home crowd applaud both nations equally, but ultimately Japan just that little bit better. And the scoreboard will reflect that tale. Well, what a night it's been. Australia have to find a way to regroup. They're back tomorrow, no time to rest. And they've got to find a way to pick themselves up and respond to the pressure that they'll face. We're about to go courtside. The coach of Japan, Yuichi Nakagaichi, he is getting ready to say a few words. Congratulations to him. Here is the Japanese coach. So we're just waiting on the Japanese coach. He's just getting ready, signing the score sheet, doing his job. He's very, very pleased, as he should be. A big sigh of relief. They were given a big fright tonight, the Japanese. They were the favourites, make no bones about it. But the Australians took it to them. And they were nearly good enough, but not quite there. So for the Australians, they've got to come back tomorrow. Welcome back to the AIS Arena here in Canberra. What a wonderful match of volleyball we've seen against these 2 great nations. Here are some highlights. Australia, Japan. A 5-set epic. Can you believe 3 of the last 4 matches this year against these 2 nations have had to go to 5 in a tournament here in Canberra where we haven't seen any other match go beyond 3 sets. The world number 14, the world number 15, absolutely nothing between them. But ultimately, you can't help think Japan, in winning this match in 5, were probably the better team again on the night. For the Australians, they'll learn a lot. They absolutely had their moments. But they've now got to quickly put this result out of their mind and regather and get ready for Chinese Taipei in what becomes all of a sudden a danger must-win match if they want to get to another World Champs in 2018. There he is. The number 8 was immense, Masahiro Yanagita, but none better for mine than the 14, Yuki Ishikawa. He was absolutely world-class tonight. A masterclass for all to see. Here's the tail of the tape. We'll look at some of the stats. Just that one ace to Harry Peacock at a good time. The attacks, Japan a little better. Sadly for the errors, Australia a little worse. One good block, but such a close scoreline, 15-13, and another 2-hour plus head-to-head battle between these great nations. And they've thrown everything at Japan again, Australia, but ultimately come up short. Not sure what else Australia could have done. They will be scratching their heads. But Japan, absolutely breathtaking in their play. And the fans that came out in good numbers here at the AIS Arena in Canberra were treated to a really epic game of volleyball between these two great nations. It is now time to turn our attention to the winning coach from Japan. Here he is, Yuichi Nakagaichi courtside.
中川一監督です、オーストラリアに勝って世界バレーの切符も手にしました。今のお気持ちは。
今年の差し当たっての目標だったもんですから、それを一つクリアしたということで大変嬉しく思ってます。
Well, there it is. Really pleased. The Japanese coach, always stoic, but I can't help but think he feels like he's really achieved something. 4 matches, 4 wins, and he's well satisfied with his team's performance. They haven't lost a game in either of the 2 events they've played in Australia. And when we come back, we will of course hear from the Australians and see how they will collect their thoughts and get ready tomorrow when we come back here to the AIS Arena. All right, you can see there also the player of the match there, absolutely outstanding tonight. Back here at the AIS Arena, as we hear from Ishikawa, the Japanese were, well, they were really, really special tonight. Australia, you can't help think through absolutely everything they could. Some highlights for Australia. The return of Nehemiah Mote to this squad was a great thing to see. The rest of the squad love him. They love having him there, and he really added a lot tonight. Harry Peacock was excellent as always. Other players had their really good moments, but a more consistent effort from the Japanese across the board saw them probably rightly winners in 5 sets, 15-13. As we said for Australia, they'll come back tomorrow against Chinese Taipei and do it all again if they want to get to the World Champs. But now it's time to head down courtside, and Will Davies has got the wonderful Nathan Roberts, captain of Australia.
Roberts, it was a pretty tough match, but you were certainly in it. What do you think was the difference, and how did it get away from you?
That's international volleyball. All the difference was 1 or 2 points at the end, and they took more advantage of that than us. And that's high-level volleyball. There's a 1% difference, and unfortunately they got us again this time, which we're not overly happy about. But tomorrow's another day.
And there is quite the rivalry being developed between you and Japan, and we saw that on show in the 4th set. I guess it goes to show just what's on the line and how much it means, but how much are you enjoying that rivalry with Japan?
Yeah, it's a new one. We've got fairly new teams, and we've gone to 5 sets, a lot of matches, and we'll be playing a lot in the future because obviously they're in the Asian zone and we'll play a lot of tournaments against them. So yeah, it's a good rivalry to have, and we enjoy playing that high-level volleyball against them.
The loss this evening, albeit in 5, means that tomorrow against Chinese Taipei is a must-win for a spot in the World Championships. What are you thinking about that match now that this one's over, and how do you win against Chinese Taipei?
Bring the enthusiasm, bring what we did today. For the best part of today, we were pretty good, and I think if we bring that tomorrow, we should get the job done. It's just being consistent.
We'll look forward to watching live on Fox Sports. Nathan, good luck tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Well, there you have it. Our wonderful captain of Australia, Nathan Roberts, always gracious, whether it's in victory or defeat. And sadly for the Volleyroos, it is defeat. We're now going to have some wonderful scenes here. Congratulations to Japan. They have just scored their boarding pass, the Hello World Travel boarding pass. They have booked their seat on the plane to the Men's World Championship at Italy and Bulgaria in 2018. Their fans are delighted. And they've got their oversized boarding pass, and they've deserved every bit of it as well. Not sure who will get the exit row out of that squad. They're all pretty tall. But there it is. Nice scenes here. They are off to the World Championship, the second biggest event in our sport behind the Olympic Games. It also only comes every 4 years, so it's a big deal. And for Japan on their journey to Tokyo 2020, it's a major stepping stone. And they should be well pleased. Their fans are well pleased, and they've deserved everything they've got from playing the volleyball that they've played. So wonderful scenes here. There it is. The Red Dragon roars here at the AIS Arena. Congratulations, Japan. Off to the World Championships for the Hello World Volleyroos of Australia. They've got to come back tomorrow against Chinese Taipei and get it done if they want to get on the plane as well. But for now, on behalf of my co-commentator Will Davies, I'm Jonathan Fogarty. It's been a privilege to bring you world-class volleyball, and we will see you next time right here at the AIS Arena.